Job Summit is very important because this is a platform where South Africans, irrespective of where they are, will come together and look at what's the best way of addressing this issue that just doesn't want to go away. So a Job Summit brings together government, business, civil society, unions and all, just for once to say together, let us find solutions to our challenges. Let's not leave it to one arm of our society, and that is government. Let us all come here and find solutions. Solutions with an understanding of where we come from, how we got to where we are today, and what the future looks like, and how can we then adjust and grow our economy. How can we nip and tuck in places where we need to nip and tuck to make sure that there's a change in the numbers, because the numbers are really not looking good in as far as unemployment is concerned. The worst numbers are that of young people. Almost more than 50% of young people unemployed. That's what we really need to deal with.
Talking about young people, you're right to say yes, indeed they are affected in their large numbers. But we also know for a fact that it is young people that graduate. Some of them they already have qualifications. How is this going to assist these young people? Are there specific industries that you are perhaps maybe looking at?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. We have to look at the industries that have a potential, because you can't talk in general. Which industries or what sectors are making it possible for the economy to grow? If you look at agriculture, you can see something is happening there, even though in the last quarter the figures were a little bit disturbing. You look at the manufacturing, you can see that there is an opportunity there, even though again, even there you have got challenges of imports and all that. So what is important is, one, what are we going to do in as far as the already existing plans of government in terms of focusing in the different sectors. Also remember that there is a YES program, which is a youth employment program. And of course, where we sit as a Department of Small Business Development, while we see the YES program, we're more interested in the exit. When they exit after working for 2 years, where are they going to go to? As a department, we're saying to those who are absorbing them, don't just give them the job for the 2 years for them to learn how to do it. Look at your value chain and say part of them might want to start their own businesses. What can you do to help them to start their own businesses? So we're looking at a variety of problems and programs. Also remember that the Department of Small Business Development, our task is to create a conducive environment for SMMEs and cooperatives to flourish. In that case, we are looking at the procurement processes within government and saying government sits with a lot of opportunities, from agriculture to defense to health to all that. They all have something in their value chain where they can. But the other issue is private sector. We're saying to private sector, stop monopolizing. Open up the opportunity so that young people can find an opportunity within your value chains.
And how many jobs are we looking at, Minister?
Well, we're looking at, from now until the last year of the National Development Plan, we're looking at 11 million jobs. And that is quite a lot. And we're looking at those jobs which are supposed to come only from SMMEs. Because remember that, on the other hand, we're saying private sector, big companies can't create all those jobs. But we see small and medium enterprises being able to create the 11 million jobs towards 2030 if we focus on what I've just been speaking about, opening up the opportunity, supporting your young, your youth, women-owned and black-owned in particular. Because as you can see, the people who suffer most when the economy is not doing well, even among the SMMEs, is usually the black-owned SMMEs. The department is also rolling out some programs which are related to the informal business, where we are giving informal business implements so that they can be able to grow their businesses. If they don't grow, at least sustain their businesses and create more jobs.
Final question, Minister, before I release you. What do you say to those that might be saying at this point, no, it's probably just one of those talk shops?
It cannot be a talk shop. Talk shop wouldn't bring all the kind of sectors that we have here. those sectors, if they didn't believe that we needed to have the discussion, they wouldn't have agreed to the discussion. This is not just a government bringing people together. It's about bringing your minds, your big minds, your great minds, your resource, both financial and human. Here we have people who have got one thing and one thing in common. What can we do to turn the economy around? What can we do to create more jobs? But more than anything, remember, we are also preparing for the investment summit. This should be a good leg for us to stand on as we go to the investment summit, to say, for investors, we are clearing the way for you, because I'm sure investors are going to be very much interested in what comes out of here. Here you've got big business, you've got small business, you've got unions, you've got government. I don't think the minds that are going to be here will fail to come up with something, by the way, which not only does it have to be implemented by government, all of us. The one thing that we need to wake up to as South Africans, the world is not waiting on us anymore. So we can scream and shout and point at government as much as we like and make the government feel like it's not doing anything as much as we like. It's not going to help us. What will help us is what we did prior to 1994, what we did from 1994, and by the way, what we did when we hosted the World Cup. People thought we were not going to be able to host the World Cup. There are certain things we did. We changed certain things that were going to enable us to host 2010. We've got to do the same thing now. There are certain things we need to change the way we're doing them, because we are almost at the space of 2010, but differently. Now we want to create jobs.